I made it clear all along that we're going to abide by the rules of the road. What constitutes international airspace is international airspace, no matter what they say. There's no air identification zones, what they call. Secondly, the law of the seas requires and dictates what constitutes territorial waters. We're going to stay outside of their territorial waters, but we're not going to be intimidated or changed to not go up through the South China Sea. And we talked about that. There was no argumentation, just a matter of fact.
All right, but just a couple days later, State Department spokesman Ned Price tweeted this: we condemn the PRC's Coast Guard escalatory blocking of routine Philippine resupply ships from 2nd Thomas Shoal, an area unanimously determined by the July 2016 Arbitral Tribunal to be part of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. So much for China listening to Biden. Here to discuss this and many more is Asia expert Gordon Chang, author of the book, The Coming Collapse of China. Gordon, want to talk to you about that as well. But I mean, I think the general theme is that China is running the show. They are not listening to America. They could care less with what's going on in America, from Afghanistan to the deserts of China where they're building nuclear silos. It doesn't appear they are concerned with the words coming off the lips of Joe Biden.
Well, that's certainly right, Joe, because especially after the fall of Afghanistan, they believe that the United States is in disarray and they can do what they want. And by the way, Ned Price, in the second sentence of that statement, said that the United States, if there were continued blocking of Philippine ships, that would invoke Article 4 of the U.S.-Philippine Mutual Defense Treaty. And that's the dry way of saying that we are threatening to use force against China. And this means that 2nd Thomas Shoal could become the start of history's next great war. Now, I don't think that that will happen. I think the Chinese will slink away into the shadows. But nonetheless, we need to watch this because the use of force against China could, of course, escalate into God knows what.
Absolutely. Plus, we have new reports that China is building a specially designed ship for launching rockets into space from the sea. Talk to us about the incredible danger that poses, particularly after we just saw them debut those missiles that can circle the planet in outer space, and all that put together with their rapid increasing nuclear arsenal as well.
Yeah, you're referring to the hypersonic glide vehicle that was launched probably late July. This circled the Earth one orbit and then came down. It was really an attempt to show that they could do this. And by the way, the Biden administration hasn't said anything about this test because it's an intent, is an obvious intent to violate the Outer Space Treaty. And the Biden administration needs to actually stand up to China on this, because that hypersonic glide vehicle can actually come down without warning and incinerate an American city. Biden is curiously quiet about that.
All right, Gordon Chang, as always, thank you for joining us, my friend. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, Joe.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.